listening to the Deep Purple Podcast, a fan podcast devoted to one of the greatest bands in rock history, Deep Purple. Your hosts, Nate and John, cover their shared history with the band, discover new music together, and cover the farthest reaches of the Deep Purple family tree and beyond. Here's Nate and John now.
Welcome to the Deep Purple Podcast, a fan podcast devoted to one of the greatest bands in rock history, Deep Purple. Today's episode is episode 376. And what is the name of that episode?
You'll see.
You probably know as you're listening to it, but we don't know yet. So we're going to find out together. And coming to you from the suburbs of Chicago, just the suburbs of Chicago, nothing fancy. I'm your host, Nathan Beaudry.
And coming to you from the suburbs of Providence, I'm your co-host, John Leaking Wreck Matola.
Leaking Wreck.
Instead of living wreck, I'm a leaking wreck.
Is it like, were you trying to use AI to figure out a new name for a leaky mausoleum?
We must have used that one before.
Leaking Wreck. I don't know if we have.
Well,
I'll go back through we've probably been doing that bit for 350 episodes. So I'll just real quick listen to the end of every one of those and get back to you.
Well, I'm doing it now.
All right. Is that, was that AI?
JI.
Yeah, I should have figured. What was the prompt?
From a true story.
What? Why? Did you have a leak, like a plumbing issue, or?
Yeah. So.
Oh, see, if I'd known that, I would have.
That's why I didn't say anything. I'm like, well, I could tell Nate or our text group, but I'm going to save it for the show.
Okay.
So a few nights ago, going to bed, and I'm brushing my teeth, everything, so it's late. It's like 11 o'clock. And all of a sudden I hear this hissing noise, and it sounds like sometimes you hear like plumbing through the wall, you hear like somebody turns on a faucet and you hear that, So I stopped for a minute. I'm like, I know every sound in my house. So I'm like, this is not a noise that I'm familiar with. So I stick my head out the bathroom door and it's coming from the kitchen. And I'm like, well, nobody's in the kitchen right now unless James snuck in there and was trying to grab a glass of water.
Or he snuck in there, was hissing.
I just walk around the corner. He's just,
or he was playing a little flute while a snake came out of a basket. You some reason you didn't hear the flute. I don't know why.
So anyways, I round the corner and there's nobody in there, of course. So I flip on the light and I look down and there's just water coming out from under my fridge.
Excellent.
And I'm like,
is it the line to the fridge?
It was the water line to the fridge. It wasn't the refrigerator, it was the water line connected to it. Mm-hmm. So, it's a piece of like plastic tubing. It's like, it had to have been up in 20, 30 years. So I mean, it's like, it's old, it's shit. But it was just a pinhole leak, and I couldn't believe how much water was spraying out of this thing.
Oh yeah.
So, and I mean, I'm like, get in here. I said, we got a water leak. I said, the fridge is leaking. And so we're like, what do we do? What do we do? And I was like, get a bucket. And I'm like, and I couldn't for the life of me even think of where a bucket was, because when catastrophe actually happens, you forget everything. You forget how to.
It's pretty amazing how your brain just completely turns to mush when you're like when things actually matter.
Right. So I grabbed a mop bucket, and this thing is like filling up like you wouldn't believe. And so I'm like, we're like, what do we do? What do we do? And James goes, call Pops.
You should have called me. I've dealt with so many freaking water leaks in this
Oh,
damn house.
I know. Well, I called Pops, and he's just like, because I know he's going to be up,
Yeah.
and he's just like,
You gotta turn off the water.
"Hey,
You
what are
gotta
you
turn off
doing?"
the water.
No, the first. What do you think the first thing he says is? He's just like, "Did you get? Did you get a bucket?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yes, we got a bucket," and he goes, "Well, where's the water shut off?" Now, like again, I mean, my place isn't huge, right? So it's like, James is like, maybe it's under the sink because I've never had to
Do
turn
you
this off.
have a shut off to your unit, or is it for the
Well,
building?
well, that's the thing. I couldn't think of it because under
Mm.
each individual sink, like the bathroom sinks, the kitchen sink, and then to the dishwasher, they're all, what do you call them? Valve shut-offs, right?
Hmm.
So I'm like, we're running around. He's opening the back door. He's going into the sink, turning off like, the wrong water
Turn off
thing.
all the water to everything where it doesn't matter.
Exactly. Not thinking of it. Then realizing that, wait a minute, there is a hookup in the front hallway where there's a washer hookup, and that's where the
Mm.
line comes from. And it's like I mean, I probably got my fridge like maybe 10 years ago. So I mean, I don't remember. I don't think about this stuff. So anyway, all of a sudden, so I take the hose or the thing, and I crimp it, I like fold it. So now it's just like sputtering at me, so like I'm soaked now, and he turned off the water finally, and then we're just there and we're like, oh boy. In the meantime, the dog is just there, no help whatsoever. He's just like,
He didn't try to find one of the valves for you. He comes out with a monkey wrench wearing overalls. All right, there's your problem. I got
no,
it.
all he was doing was getting in the way. um so immediately, grab towels, mopped up. It's just, all right, we need towels. And then it's like, oh, we need fans. We need to go to your parents and get a dehumidifier,
Hmm.
which we did. And it was like probably, I don't know, 2 a.m. when we were done with everything. Because I like called Pops back. I'm like, can we come over and get a dehumidifier? Because it went all over the kitchen, and then it
Oh
started
yeah,
to
yeah.
creep out toward the hallway.
I've got all that stuff now. I've got fans and everything. I'm just like
Yeah.
I'm like, another water leak. I just do.
Well, come to find out, right? I'm telling this story to like everybody. Oh yeah, that's happened to me. Oh yeah,
Oh
I
yeah.
did not realize it was this. I mean, I know that like pipes bursting and water leaks were like, obviously a common homeowner thing, but the water line to the fridge, like you wouldn't believe, or maybe you would, how many people I talked to are just like, oh yeah, that's happened to me like 3, 4 times. I'm like, Jesus,
Yeah,
like,
it's an unfortunate
yeah.
part of home ownership I have learned.
Yep. So, anyways, we're gonna, well, we were able to, not a lot of stuff got to the side. Like, I mean, we're just talking about how lucky we were because if this happened when like we were asleep or at work, like it just would have
Mm. Oh
flooded the
God. Oh
entire
yeah.
the entire place.
It would have been an absolute. Oh yeah, it would have
Eh,
been horrendous. You would have had to get insurance involved. Maybe I don't know what kind
Yeah,
of floor you have. You may get your floors redone. Oh, it'd be
yeah,
terrible.
yeah, like a vinyl flooring.
Yeah. Well,
It
it
might
might
have
be worth getting a plumber in there just to replace that whole tube with like a copper pipe or something, just so it's new and you don't have to worry about it.
already thought of that. I mean, the
Yes.
water could have even come in here, you know?
The thing with stuff like that with plumbing is plumbing is really expensive, but man, the amount you save in the long run by replacing that stuff
Yeah.
is unbelievable.
Well, I mean, Pops came over the next day or the day after, and he looked at it. I mean, he used to, run lines. That was, part of his work.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I remember. I'll never forget his head popping out from under the bar at the restaurant I worked at. I'd be like, "What the?"
hey, Nate.
I was like, "What?" I'm so confused. Imagine you just see your friend's father pop
Just
up at like and
like
not
whack-a-mole.
putting two and two together, like from the floor of the bar. I'm like, what are you doing here? And why are you underneath the bar? Like a little trap door in the bar too, just crazy.
Well, Pops came over, and like I said, that was his he'd done that for years, and he looked at it, he's just like, oh yeah, so he's like, we can just snake a new line through. He goes, you don't need to call a plumber. So
Beautiful.
Yeah, exactly. Because the last thing I want to do is that, because I had a problem in my shower, maybe what is it, did I tell you about that? It was like maybe a month or two ago. And
Come
the
on, having a run.
no, but the what do you call it? The spout or the nozzle for the bathtub, it just flew off the copper fitting. And I was like, well, okay. And so, and it's got the little, pull thing for you to,
Oh yeah.
pull it. And so it's like, so I'm like, all right, well, the goddamn shower isn't going to work unless this is fixed. And so I'm like, I have learned, like, I mean, I tried, I read up, I YouTubed, whatever, and I couldn't figure it out. I'm like, screw this. So I called a plumber. And yeah, not cheap,
No, no.
not cheap. So Pops thinks that he can snake this. It's probably about like a 25 feet, like from point A to point B, really, like right through the wall. And I'm just like, all right, I'm down.
We had this plumber that used to come here that we called Thor because he looked just like Thor. He was like tall and really muscular and had long blonde hair. It's like, this guy's like the coolest guy ever. But yeah, he was expensive, very expensive.
Yeah.
Um,
But anyways, that's
Yep.
that's why I am the leaking wreck.
Yeah, I didn't have anything today because I think it was the last episode, if not the episode before, where I was spending all day working on the robot lawnmower. Well, I continued that work today, and I think I finally got it going. So it's mowing the lawn right now as we speak.
So how's that working out?
It's terrible. I hate it. It was, I believe last time I might have said it's mowing the lawn as we speak. Well, it was not mowing the lawn. It was just driving around.
Just joyriding around your backyard.
It was like, did it do? You could see like where the wheels had gone. You're like, did it mow? Like you could see the lines, but still looks kind of long. Now it's actually mowing. So I think I finally figured out the issue with it today. But
Sounds like a lot of Gen Z people that we work with. You think that they're doing something, but they're just driving around doing nothing.
Well, yeah, it's like you're like, you set somebody up. You're like, okay, I want you to do this, and this, okay, and then I'll come back and check on you. And you come back an hour later, and they've done nothing. And you're like, wait, where did I go? What did I explain wrong here? Same thing with the lawnmower.
They just turn around and you go, "What did you accomplish?" And then they hold up a napkin. A goose.
Yeah, if you're lucky. Well, folks, we're here to remind you that the Deep Purple podcast is 100% listener supported and ad free. So if you receive some value from our show, please consider giving us some value back. You can support us by leaving us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, buy some merch at our Etsy store, or become a patron on Patreon or on PayPal for as little as $1 a month. Help support the show, keep us in good things, send us to Deep Purple shows to review, get albums to review, all that sort of stuff. As a benefit, you get access to our patrons-only Discord channel, access to our rating spreadsheet, invites for our live stream episodes, links to submissions for all of our album rankings episodes, and access to our Too Hot for YouTube forbidden episodes via Patreon. And to start off, we're going to start by thanking our executive level patrons, of course, at the In Memoriam tier, the wonderful late Gerald, Jerry, Kelly, and family. At the $25 Uncommon Man tier, we have Ovis Nakvi. At the 20 is Plenty tier, we have Alan. At the 10-pound Good Doctor tier, we have Dr. Mike Catan. At the Turn It Up to $11 tier, Clay Wambacher, Frank Thielgard, Mortensen, Mickelstein, Will Porter, PhD PP, and Michael, don't call him Bradford Bagford. At the $10 Someone Came tier, Ryan M., Jeff Bryce, Victor Campos, Better Call Saul Evans,
Fender Stratocaster signed by Richie Blackmore,
and Peter from Illinois. And at the 8-pound lesser known patrons tier, Robert Smith. Rounding out the executive level patrons, at the Deep Thoughts by John Matola tier, the one and only Mr. Fielding Fowler.
And now, Deep Thoughts by John Matola.
Wow, what a great show this was.
Fielding's on fire tonight.
Should have played that at the end of the episode.
It sounds so insincere.
It does.
Well, that's probably why it was a deep thought.
A very deep thought. And then, of course, the Deep Purple Podcast Hall of Fame, we have
Rich Yangui Shaylor. Who the hell is that?
and Jörg Planer and Norman Weichelbaum. Thank you so much to all of you for your support of the Deep Purple Podcast. Some reminders as the Splat World Tour continues to ramp up. And won't you know it, John, our next episode, not that we record, but the next episode that's going to be put out is going to be our part 1 of our Splat review.
Wow.
Can you believe it? Coming up.
I don't know. Just you saying Splat review just sounds really funny.
It's the Splat review.
The
That was a
Splat
great
review.
Splat.
Wow. Yeah, that's
Pretty crazy.
that's exciting. Yeah.
Coming up fast. Can't wait to hear the album. We have they're touring with Kansas. They're going to be in Mansfield, Massachusetts on August 13th, where a pretty good number of our patrons will be there. Rich will be kind of leading up that show and get together. Indianapolis, Indiana, seeming less and less like it's going to happen for me anyway, but maybe we'll have some folks at the show. And then the next night, August 25th, Highland Park, Illinois at Ravinia, which is a beautiful place, great place to see a show. So looking forward to that. Album coming out July 3rd. Unreal. So as of just a few days from when this episode is released. And then, of course, our upcoming rankings are coming due soon for Deep Purple, Come Taste the Band, next album that we are going to rank. So looking forward to everybody's input on that one. And then before we move on, I do have a few things in our segment that we like to call Postcards from the Edge of Connecticut. This envelope does come to us from Connecticut. It's got the little security seal so you can't see through it in the light. It is return addressed from a one Mark Roback. And it is, I think we might have talked about this on the last episode. It is some business cards for the Bad Penny podcast, the Rory Gallagher podcast that Mark just started. He's got a couple episodes in, which I got to say are great. I just caught up on my podcasts. I was a little bit behind, cleaned up everything, started the Bad Penny podcast. First episode was Scott Haskins. Second episode, Mark did solo, which is always very difficult, but he did a great job. So we got there. Let me put it right there. If you're watching on YouTube and you can scan that QR code, I don't know if that'll work or if it's too blurry. I'll just hold it there for a second. You can scan that code, which will bring you to hit links to the show. It says host Mark Roback. So very, very cool. If you're a fan of Rory Gallagher, I probably said Gallagher earlier out of force of habit, check it out. My father-in-law is a huge Rory Gallagher fan, but I can't imagine he would listen to a podcast, but I'm going to let him know about it.
Sure,
maybe and I think he's even less likely to host with you, Mark. He's he's the kind of guy that would be like super into something, and he'll be like, hey, you want to do something that's related to that thing? And he's like, no. You're like, okay. Just no further explanation. You're like, okay, I just thought since you were super into it, you would want to do it. And he look at you like you're crazy. Like, why would you suggest I listen to a show about one of my favorite guitar players of all time? Like, I don't.
Yeah, what are you, nuts?
I don't know why I would do that. Now, this one is very interesting. This one comes to us. I don't know if you do you recognize this building?
Is that Epcot?
It does kind of. It's a big silver, shiny glass sort of ball.
Oh, what is it?
It's the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Oh.
And I just got this one in yesterday. And the funny thing about it is right before we were going to record, I looked at it and I'm like, it's postmarked October 9th, 2025. And it's dated October 9th, 2025. So this got in the mail right away in October, and I got it here at the very end of May. So luckily it's not super timely or topical. It says, Nate, greetings from the Basketball Hall of Fame. Looking for Kareem Abdul-Mottola. Signed Pete. And it's also signed by Polly, sister number 3, Catherine, sister number 1, and I believe Bill. I don't know who Bill is. Maybe a brother-in-law or a friend. I don't know, but
well-wisher.
Yeah, but so if you were wondering, I'm sure Pete sends too many of these to keep track. Like he doesn't have like a spreadsheet where he's checking off, okay, Nate got this one, Nate got that one. But in case you were wondering why I haven't read this one, something happened. So for as much grief as Pete gives people who don't use the first class stamps, those postcard stamps sometimes take their time. All right. Well, thank you very much to all of you. So we are about to, I believe it is your turn to fire up the Purple Pewter 3000 and see where we're going to end up with our song for this week. So I am going to fire up the Purple Pewter, or I'm sorry, you're going to file up the Purple Pewter, and then I guess I got to give you a random number of times to spin the random song crank while while the computer loads up. Why don't you spin it 4 times? And here we go. Let's fire up the computer.
Hello, Commander. Computer reporting.
All right. 4 cranks of the lever, and what do you got? Oh, let's see. Wait, there we go. Computation's complete.
Off of Infinite, One Night in Vegas.
Oh my goodness. We're really jumping ahead here.
Yep.
One Night in Vegas. I do remember this track fairly well. I think it's because when I think it was like when I was starting to really listen to this album, is when we kind of started talking to Scott Haskin. So I always think of Scott when I think of this song because he lived in Vegas, and I figured he could tell us. And this one is on my playlist for Infinite already.
Oh, is it?
So I guess it's going to stay there. Now you will have to decide if it's going to knock out the 2 songs on your playlist, which are Get Me Out of Here and The Surprising. Which The Surprising might be tough, but we'll see. Do you have any memories of One Night in Vegas? Or were you too drunk?
No, I've never been to actual Vegas.
Me either.
So. And no,
Jen's been a ton of times for work, or so she says.
The song either. I don't really have a good memory of it. All
right, so Infinite album 2017, Steve Morse, obviously. This should be interesting. We haven't had any Morse. I mean, it's only the 4th episode, but we haven't had any Steve Morse stuff. But surprisingly, we already had a Tommy Bolin song, even though he's only got 1 album to pick from, and Steve's got how many? So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Steve Morse albums, unless I'm counting wrong. So yeah, this should be interesting. So I will fire up the lyrics for you, and I guess before we get into the song, we'll thank our next level of patrons, and then we'll get right into it. And of course, we are talking about what level of patrons? Our core level of patrons, coming to at the $6.99 the nice price tier, Spike the Rat, Cat's Ghost, and Sugar Tea. At the episode $6.66 tier, we have Steve Coldwell, Arthur Smith,
Getting support from the patron Arthur Smith,
and Charles Meadows. At the $6.65 almost evil tier, we have Kenny Wymore, Richie Sucksmith, and Sarah Jane. At the 70 Norwegian kroner tier, we have Kai Runa, Yes, I'm Norwegian Olsen. At the $5.99 the nice price tier, we have Adrian Hernandez.
Hernandez error.
Hey, who the hell are you?
And Scalloped Strat Matt. At the 60 kroner Scandinavian Nights tier, failed DJ Knut Morten Johansson. He's back, baby. You know what?
Not failed.
My software had an update. And updated to the new version. So maybe
that helped
fixed it. But version 12.3 could not handle the immense computational power it took to do. But now 12.4 fixed that. So there you go. And it's funny because it worked on 12.2. So that must be the issue. All right, he's back, baby. He's no longer a failed DJ. He is DJ extraordinaire, Knut Morten Johansson. At the €5.50 tier, we have Merline Rota. And at the £4 Lucy 4 tier, do we have any Steve Morse for Lucy here? We have Duncan Leask.
Hungry horse, Hungry horse.
He gets the hungry horse this week because no Steve Morse era. At the $5 money lender tier, John Convery, German Heindel, Jesper Alman, Alexei the Perfect Stranger, Slepikov, Kev Roberts, Scott Zern, Cynthia Doobie, Raf Calf.
My Czechoslovakian is not so good.
Coyote Bongwater. John Maselli.
You know, Simon is one of the great blues whales of all time.
I do remember that episode, actually. Jelly Bean, Evan Robeson, Purple Swede.
Sweet, 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 sweet.
Ralphie Lee.
I hope to meet you again real soon. You have a good, deep, purpley day.
And Joe Dopefish Sigler. All right, so there you go. All right, let's get the song situated here. I got to go into my Infinite archives, which are not infinite. It's just the album Infinite, to select the song. Here we go. Infinite 2017, disc 1 for the Ultimate Edition, One Night in Vegas. All right, we got that queued up. And then, of course, I'll send you over the lyrics and we can get started here. So let's get started by kind of checking out the intro for the song. And then we'll get into the lyrics. So here we go. One Night in Vegas. So... did we touch on this last episode? No, it wasn't last. When did we talk about it recently? But I think it might have been the was it Strange Ways? But it seems like exponentially, the longer it goes on, the more Gillen throws in the to the point where it's getting almost absurd.
Yeah,
clearly quite absurd. But yeah, the single that they just released, he does one really early on in the episode. He throws in a yeah.
Yeah, that's like his verbal stem.
Yeah, he loves it. Ooh, verbal stem. I like that. All right, I'm going to send you over the lyrics here, and we're about to get into them.
Very good.
Here you go. So we've gotten the yeah, and here we go. Continuing on with the song.
The night I fell apart, I begged her lover not to go away, but she went and broke my heart.
So I really like that piano, that blum, 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 blum. It's like he kind of like hammers on a little high, like he kind of, what's the word? Just kind of like brings it to a crescendo. And it's cool. You're getting like that organ going on at the same time as you're getting like a piano sound. So it's kind of a cool vibe.
Yes.
Deep thought.
Yes, I do enjoy it.
Ooh, what a night it was, the night I fell apart. I begged a lover not to go away, but she went and broke my heart. So there you go. Lots of songs about lovers. I find it weird when there's like an older rocker singing about all his lovers while he's married. Like, is it aspirational? Is it real? Is it either way? It's like, is it got to be weird to talk to your wife and be like, yeah, I'm just singing another song about a lover.
Well, I mean, I think just kind of like in the mob world, isn't it like accepted that these guys are going to have their gumars?
Is that what they call them? Gumars?
Yeah.
Is that what did Tony Soprano call them?
Yeah, he had a gumar.
Gumar. I think I just
see. Yeah, like what was that
Russian lady?
Yeah, they were just like, yeah, Friday night is for the wives, Saturday nights for the gumars.
A gumar is not a very attractive sounding word.
No, it's not.
She's my gumar. It's very close to Goomba.
Well, I mean, it's not yeah, it's not very flattering, refer to somebody as like, who am I? I'm his guma. It's just it
Is
sounds
it Gumar
derogatory.
or Guma or
I mean, I don't know. It's like technically how you say it. It's just like let me see. Let's see. I just like Gumar, also known as whatever, is a medicinal herb traditionally used. Now I just typed in the absolute wrong thing.
Okay. Well,
Gumar, there we go. Urban Dictionary. I love these. I love these. A slang word used to describe the mistress of a married mobster. The
okay.
Gumar is the girl that they see on the side because they can do things with them that they would rather not do with their wives.
Rather not.
What happened with your wife last night? I wasn't with my I wasn't with my wife. I was with my Gumar.
That's the example sentence. So it does raise an interesting point, and I think maybe they come from this this kind of tradition, like you said, of a rock star just like being accepted that like, hey, when I'm on the road, I gotta do my thing. But it's just very, very strange thing for me to imagine.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's one of those things that are accepted, which I mean, maybe not everybody, but I mean, it's just like, the life on the road,
So
The rest of this too, by the way, is there is a follow-up. I wasn't with my wife, I was with my Gumar. Are you having marriage problems? No.
Thank you for that really puts it in context. We should write a song called The Gumar and we could use this as lyrics. Brilliant stuff.
Oh, that's good.
Well, interesting you bring that up because you I can't remember if it was you or Rich sent those Italian brass knuckles where it lets you do the Italian hand gesture.
Yeah.
It was 3D printed. So I sent it to my buddy that has the 3D printer, and he has he printed the 3D Deep Purple podcast logo, which I can't find right now. It's around here somewhere. But I told him about it, and he printed it up for me, the little thing. So I got them right here. See? Hey, it's like I'm practice.
Oh.
It's like a little exercise thing to practice my my Italian gesture. I just gotta paint it the white, green, and red there. But
I love it.
So yeah, back to the song. Oh, sorry. Wrong song there. It won't stop. Okay, there we go. All right, back to One Night in Vegas.
I found myself in a Vegas bar with a whole new set of friends. Seen through the bottom of an empty glass light, looking through a fisheye lens.
So again, got that nice sweeping Hammond and the piano. I wonder if he's doing that. I don't know if they ever played this live. That'd be an interesting thing to look at. It maybe potential that they played it during the Infinite tour or the Long Goodbye tour. But I found myself at a Vegas bar with a whole new set of friends, seen through the bottom of an empty glass, like looking through a fisheye lens. So he's reflecting on his drinking at the bar. And then we go into the refrain. Let's check this out. So it just lists that in the lyrics as the refrain. Oh, one night in Vegas, and it sounds like it's kind of the chorus, refrain, chorus, whatever you want to say. But very short, very to the point.
Yeah.
Not what you'd really expect from being like a I don't know, you'd expect a little bit more from the chorus. But I like it as a transition, that dun 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 dun. But yeah, it's a cool rock. What are you thinking of the song so far?
Yeah, it's got a great groove to it. And I mean, the lyrics are not very veiled or subtle about anything. It's just literally sounds like it's about a night in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
an
So-
experience he had, like a Gillan storytelling song.
So he had a lover, and he didn't want the lover to leave. So then he just ends up at the bar with his friends. So let's see if Scott Haskin can relate. Okay, moving on to verse 2.
It's a morning of revenge for what I did the night before. Which accompanied me to the following day to even up the score. In a stone cold sober mood, the next afternoon at 10, I found my tongue back in my mouth. I told myself not to drink again. One night in Vegas.
Does it again. So a classic, not breaking a ton of, I like the music of
yeah.
it, not breaking a ton of new ground as far as, a guy in Vegas drinking decides, for whatever reason, he's, he gets too drunk and he's not going to drink again. I think we've kind of all been there. Nothing about this on, unless I'm missing it. Let's see, one night. No, nothing about this on the Ian Gillan Karamba wordography. Although I don't think there'd be much I think he would just tell a very convoluted, confusing story when these are extremely straightforward lyrics thus far. Okay. Let's go on back to, that was verse 2 and the refrain. So we'll be getting to the bridge in a little bit. Let's see.
Yeah, it's 3 sheets to the wind. The 3 shots did me in. 3 angels there above me as I was lying on the floor. I knew I should have run for the hills, but I still wanted more.
All right. So again, more about drinking. Not breaking the rules. I kind of like the I mean, I like the music of this. I just think the subject matter is not particularly interesting.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty stock lyrics about a guy that goes drinking in Vegas and then he does some stuff that he regrets.
Yes. And this was
or is made to pay for by the wife.
And so far it's just kind of the I was 3 sheets to the wind, the 3 shots to me. He's just talking about the he's just talking about drinking. There's nothing interesting. But as I look ahead now, I completely remember what this song is about, which is actually it's not autobiographical. He's telling the story of someone else. So so let's see what verse 3, and I'm assuming at least a solo, is going to get us to.
Remember the chapel, but I woke up with a wife. I looked at her, she looked at me, and now we're hooked for life. How strange the situation. It's now been 30 years since I met that girl in Vegas. Would you believe it? Well, she's still here.
So now I remember this is a story that Don Airey relayed to Roger Glover about someone that he knew. He was in a band with this, or there was somebody in a band, a bass player who woke up and kind of realized that he had married this woman he was in Vegas with, and they were just kind of like, the classic scene you'd see in a movie. You wake up and it's like, you look around and then you see somebody in your bed and, oh no, what happened? What did I do last night? And what you did was actually, usually in the movie, it's just that it was a one-night stand. In this case, they actually got married. But 30 years later, they're still married. So sometimes I don't recommend it. Not that I'm a relationship guru, but I don't necessarily recommend it. But sometimes those things can work out.
Sure.
Have you ever married somebody in Vegas and been married to them 30 years later?
No, so I can't.
You can't really.
I can't really, relate to being a relationship guru either.
Roger says they were going for a Freddie King 16s feel. Said it's one of his favorite tracks on the album. So
okay.
I like it. It's one of those ones that like this could have been like one of those more boring like bar room type feels, but they do some interesting things musically to spice it up. It's not just like this, bar band standard 1-4-5 thing. It's a cool bluesy tune, and I really like the piano addition to it. All right, so let's see where they go from here. What do you think of the solos?
Yeah, they're pretty good. I mean, they're I think what you would typically get from Morrison Airy. I mean, you listen to it and you know who it is. I mean, Steve Morse, Steve Morse. Steve Morse. His typical style, like just a good solo from him, and then a nice kind of not gritty, but kind of a heavy organ solo from Don. Very nice. Nothing exceptional. Like you said, nobody's breaking new ground here, but it's not exactly a kind of like a boring, like, let's just jam it out type thing either. It's somewhere in between.
Yeah, it's like a filler track, but without being a filler track, without being like, it's a filler track that that's fun to listen to. It's not something that's like, maybe I'll skip this. Like it's short. It's less than 3.5 minutes long. They still managed to cram in. I was like cram. That sounds like a negative connotation. They still managed to get in a guitar solo and an organ solo.
There you go.
In the spirit of like the most classic Deep Purple spirit. A quick trade-off solo to, I don't know, 4 bars each, nothing super long in a very brief song, and they do it really well, and it sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
Hard to argue with that. And I've been sharing lyrics off of the deeppurple.net site, but they don't have it up as far as this album. So I went to the genius.com, which is just loaded with ads. So I'm getting this ad with like a Korean boy toy here with like the dyed blonde hair. He's just like prancing around. So I don't know why they think that relates to Deep Purple. Okay, let's hear the end of the song. But another great example, just like something completely out of the blue at the end, that just that little like chromatic octave run he does on the piano for just
pretty neat.
Squeeze it in there, a little pause. Love it.
Yeah, cool stuff.
Okay, One Night in Vegas. All right, well, let's or I should say while John fumbles with the spreadsheet, I will thank our last round of patrons here, the foundation level patrons coming in at the £3.50 Deep Purple New York tier. Oh man, I still haven't cut out every time I get to it, I think of adding in that, what was princess the princess gets married or whatever from Street Rays. I'm going to replace it. But anyway, we got Lord Longford at the £3 aromatic feed tier. Simon Ford at the €3.50 tier. Weston Supermare Pilgrim at the 293 pence tier. We have
Blackmore tights.
And at the €2.50 Too Many Tears tier, we have Soldier of Fortune.
Too many tears.
At the $3.33 Halfway to Evil tier, Stephen Sharp. And at the $3 Nobody's Perfect tier, Peter Gardot. Ian DeRosier. Mark Roback.
Yeah, so why don't you tell us who he is?
Stuart McCord. Ivan Fjordbu. Runar Simonsen. The Norwegian twins, they will always be forever joined in my mind. We have Ruinous Inadequacies, Corey Morissette, Ashley, Adam Cork, Tim Wood, Steve, Down to Earth Kohler,
Make your love.
Michael, Matt One Night in Vegas, I guess, Jesus Christ Superstar, and Rosedale Tom. At the 19.31 Cold Hard Danish Kroner tier, we have Karsten Lau.
Cold Hard Danish Kroner.
And at the $1 made up name tier, we have the what did you say at the beginning of the show? The
leaking wreck.
Leaking wreck. That's what you're getting this week. Leaky Mausoleum. Or one leak in Vegas would be pretty good too.
There you go.
Take your pick. Whatever you want, Leaky, it's here for you. Steven Somerville, the Concerto 1999 Fanatic, Hank the Tank, Private Eyes, Ashen Lionel, Zwapper the Electric Alchemist, Anders Engstrom, ICDC, Durple Purple, David Haddam, Graham Bonnet's Disco Pants and Haircuts.
I said, Graham, our audience expects you to be a bit more dirty.
Disco Pants and Haircuts, yeah.
I'm just going to put my guitar across his head.
And Sick Tone.
Where is she? Where is she?
Just about to close up the library.
Thank you so much to all of you for your generous support of the Deep Purple podcast. And that brings us to the grand finale. So we have our big spreadsheet here, but if you click on the playlist tab, my buddy Pete, not Pete Gardot, but my buddy Pete, lives right next door to me, helped with the formulas of this, of just pulling only the songs so you can see the complete spreadsheet in one form. So I'm going to have to go back and cut and paste these and get them into the episode notes. We got our Come Taste playlist right there. So if we go to the main Come Taste spreadsheet and go back to the Infinite section, you'll see, as I said, One Night in Vegas on my playlist. The question for you is, are you going to replace Get Me Out of Here or The Surprising with One Night in Vegas?
I don't know.
Well, thank you for joining us this week.
Yeah, the problem with that is that I'm not familiar with all three songs, so I don't know if I would want to replace it. So it's kind of a problem.
Yeah, you could always bring you could always bring it back to
I was thinking of like hedging my bets here, or like or whatever you call it, like holding, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Whatever a Vegas term is for like blackjack. What do you do?
There you
Hold?
go. Ante up.
Yeah, so
5 on red.
I'll leave Get Me Out of Here and The Surprising. I'll hold on to those.
All right, because I think by the rules we are making up as we go along, that if you don't put it on there now, you can't take it off later, or you can't put it on later, right?
But you kept it anyway.
Well, because I can't replace anything with it because it's already on my playlist.
Right. So it's on yours anyway. So if I find out, oh, I made a horrible mistake, then maybe we have a chance of keeping it.
Then you'll just listen to my playlist.
Sure.
There's only the other song I have on my playlist from this album is Roadhouse Blues, and all I know is the first song I get on here that is not One Night in Vegas or Roadhouse Blues will be replacing Roadhouse Blues.
Mm-hmm.
That I know for sure. The Surprising I like a lot. Get Me Out of Here I don't remember as well either. So,
yeah, that's the problem with these. Some of these later Purple albums is like I'm not as familiar with them. Whereas you'd be like. You could name anything from like, their first like 15 years and I would be like, oh yeah, that. So.
Yeah. And I get into the territory too, where I know the songs, but I maybe not like, unless they're really obvious. Like I know the song, but I don't necessarily know the title of it.
Yeah.
But then I listen to it and say, oh yeah. But there's obvious ones that are, not like that, but The Surprising is a great track. That's probably going to make my final playlist. But there you go. No changes to the playlist this week. Just some talking about Vegas. I've never been to Vegas. Never, to be honest, really had much desire to go to Vegas. Although I've heard great restaurants. Just not a gambling guy.
I mean, that anybody on here, including or especially Scott and Rich will tell you don't have to be a gambling guy.
That is true. That is true.
And I've heard that for years is that you could go to Vegas and not even set foot in a casino to gamble and you will still have plenty to do, plenty to see. It's just I don't know. There were just some things that just don't hold any interest for me. I couldn't care less about like traveling to like New Zealand.
Really? It's supposed to be so beautiful.
Well, I mean, I was saying I hate it. It's just like I never considered it,
Yeah. Well, that's a trip and a half too.
Yeah. Or like, I don't know.
I want to go there and see where they filmed Xena Warrior Princess.
Or where else? I don't know. Russia.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Some great stuff to do.
But that's the thing, right?
Hang out with JLT. Or he's in Belarus.
See, I could just like name places and you'll just like be able to be like, oh yeah, there's something interesting. And that's the whole point though, is it's just like there's, you have those things that you kind of fixate on, and you're just like, oh, I want to, because you've heard of it or you've known people from there or whatever. Oh, I want to see this, I want to see there. But then there's all those other places like those couple that I just mentioned. It's just like, yeah, I never really thought about it. But I'm sure that if you do enough of a deep dive or you talk to somebody that's been there or you research it a little bit, you'll find something that could entice you to want to go.
Well, my buddy who just dropped this off next week is setting sail for Japan. And I've always wanted to go to Japan. I think that'd be great. It's a little scary, a little intimidating, not knowing, not just not knowing the language, but not even, at least in French or Spanish, you can like kind of, the characters. You kind of
guess, yeah.
But in Japan, it's that would be scary, but very exciting. I'm sure there's, if you go in the big cities, there's probably tons of people that speak English. That's the immense privilege you have as an English speaker when you go to any like major metropolitan area. Every other society has much more cultured people that can speak multiple languages, and we're just always like, oh, good, you speak English. But Japan would be great.
I saw a thing today where it was like this guy was reading a bunch of different complaints from people, like entitled vacationer complaints, and one of them was like, we were on our trip to Spain and everybody, like nobody there spoke English and nothing was in English, and like all the food was Spanish and this was Spanish and that was Spanish, and like nobody told us that there'd be so many foreigners. And he just stopped and he's just like, you're the foreigners. It's like, what are you talking about?
I don't know. I really didn't expect there to be so many foreigners. Well, interestingly, they're not foreigners in Spain.
So stupid. I mean,
what's up with all this Spanish food? That's like one of the greatest things about going is like my buddy's like super excited because he's going to he's lined up all these like really nice Japanese restaurants that he wants to eat at. Like that's like one of the main draws. He's getting like a killer deal because I guess one of his friends is going through work, so he's got the hotel room booked, so he's staying with him, and he's got the free lodging, and they're just going to go check out a bunch of restaurants, and it sounds like it's going to be a great trip. But like, this.
I guess we're going.
The summer sound effects. Oh boy.
Leave it on.
Breezy but it's going to go into the end theme, and it's going to be very annoying. But yeah, I mean that's the great part about going there is, and I can understand, especially if you're a little less adventurous about food, that could be a little intimidating. But it's like Spain, like just like it's not like wild crazy cuisine, great food, but like there's one of our favorite places we go is next time you're up, we should go. It's this very authentic Spanish restaurant, like run by Spanish people, Spanish cuisine, and it's like amazing. But it's not like you'd be like, oh my God, this is wild, like crazy food I couldn't even imagine. Like just don't order the octopus if you don't want it, and you'll be fine.
Exactly.
But anyway, the Bad Penny podcast. My father-in-law's coming over in a few. I'm gonna give this to him, and sorry, Mark, he probably won't listen. Despite being a huge fan.
That's all right.
Maybe I should record his reaction because it's probably exactly as I described. All right, folks. Well, thank you for joining us this week as we get into the summer. Next week, John and I will be listening to Splat for maybe the first time.
Wow.
We'll see. We'll see if we can get an advanced copy, but we'll maybe be listening to it for the first time and giving you our thoughts. So we'll go more into a couple classic episodes before we round out the other half of the summer with more of the thumb taste.
With who knows?
Who knows? It could be anything. And more importantly,
you'll see.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
All right.
Have a great week, and we'll talk to you next week.
Yep. I'm breezing on out of here. See ya.
If you like the Deep Purple podcast and would like to support the show, please consider joining our Patreon or donating on PayPal. Patrons get full access to the podcast, Discord server, ratings, spreadsheets, and live stream invites. You can also leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts to help new people discover the show. You can follow the show on Blue Sky, Facebook, Instagram, or Threads. You can also check out the website at deeppurplepodcast.com for show notes and more. Contact us via email at John or Nate at deeppurplepodcast.com. Thanks for listening.